You ever just, welcome back to Bar Coffeebreath. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Daniel J. Collette. I am your host, as always, for the Coffeebreath Show, live every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Live here from Bar Coffeebreath. Thank you, Tav Bartlett, for the Tier 1 sub. 13-month streak. That's sick. You're probably our longest running subscriber. Thank you for that. Guys, fellas, individuals, how are we? Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome everyone in the chat. I see some of our friends here tonight. Thanks for being with us. Tonight we're a little bit slim on the bar, but we've got quite a show for you. Before we get into it, Myles, how are you doing?
My balls ache.
We'll get to that later on too. We will have a Myles No Nut November update in case you're wondering. We've got some more details on that. No more hentai games this week, but
yeah, the stuff that I was playing was like literally too filthy to even show. So I was like, we can't. There's no content here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's really good stuff that our fans would love to watch. Anyway, Kathy, how are you doing?
I don't want to be here.
Based and red pilled.
I'm unwell.
Yeah, same. And here's why. In case you didn't see, tonight we decided, we were talking like, it's just going to be the three of us tonight. What are we going to do? And Myles said, we've been sitting on this one for a while. We should force Kathy to listen to us explain the entire plot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, something we joked about doing a long time ago. And here we are. We're going to do it. That's going to be a good chunk of our show tonight. But we also have some other stuff going on. So stick around. We've got some fun content for you tonight. First of all, though, before we get into it, while we let people file in, while we let the crowd assemble, I do want to tell a story from last night. So Kathy brought me out to a club in Koreatown, Los Angeles. This place, we don't need to say the name of the club, but it's one of like the notorious K-Town clubs. If you know the area, no, it was not arena. It was an arena.
Everyone assumes it's arena.
A little bit more faith in me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have let her drag me to arena.
I'm too old to arena.
Yeah, so Kathy brought me out to a club, and it's whatever. I'm not really the clubbing type, but I'm also not opposed to it. Like, it doesn't like bother me. I just don't usually choose to go out to clubs. But if someone wants me to come with them, I'll go with them, and I'll enjoy myself. So we roll up to this club, and it's fine and all. They're not doing anything too different from your average nightclub. I'm not really sure what makes this place so popular, because it definitely wasn't the music. So as soon as we walked in, just right off the rip, this DJ was built so different. I have never experienced anything like this in a club before, in the worst possible way. His music selections and transitions and like live mixes were some of the like worst and most offensive things I've ever heard in my life.
Like objectively.
And there was a room of like 200 people? Probably 150 to 200 people, like going hard and having fun. And Kathy and I and her two friends that were with us were just like staring at each other every 5 minutes, like, what the fuck is this dude doing on the
one
sticks?
of them was having a great time.
Yeah. So it got so insane that I started just taking notes on my
it's
on
so
my
annoying
phone
because like I'm trying to have a good time.
Playing.
Everyone else is having a good time, and then Dan's just on his phone like furiously taking notes. Doing like because the white boy head bob.
I couldn't just let it slide. I couldn't just like try to explain to you guys vaguely what he was playing. I knew that I needed to come with the receipts. So I'll just read to you. I just have like a hastily written note on my notes app here. And it just gets descending, like it descends into madness. You can see as I go. So it just starts off Usher, LMFAO, Vanessa Carlton, Flo Rida. About like 10 minutes in, I look at Kathy and I said, I think I'm too young for this place. Which was insane. I just turned 26, so like...
It was the most hurtful thing anyone has said to me.
I just turned 26, so I've been thinking like, I'm starting to feel like an esports boomer. Like, I've been in this game for a long time now. I'm starting to get older than a lot of the other people around me. And it was a great confidence boost being in this club, because I truly understand what the term elder millennial means now. Because this guy was so specifically targeting them. It was crazy. So Usher, LFAO, Vanessa Carlton, Flo Rida, just some obvious ones to start off with. And then I got a line break here. Pump Up the Jams. He's
It was a
unironically
banger.
playing
It
all
was
of
a
these
banger.
songs and then like mixing them together too. It's not just like
It was a banger. We all liked it.
You know what I'll call this? I would call this homecoming dance core.
Okay,
yeah,
and
that's what I was thinking the whole time. I literally said this is what my middle school dance sounded like.
Yeah.
But like even then it wasn't cool. So then we get 50 Cent and Lil Jon. He played Shots by Lil Jon twice in the time.
yeah.
Not joking, he played that twice. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah.
And then I just started getting so mad. It just says Soulja Boy 5 times. Because I think he played like 3 or 4 Soulja Boy songs back to back. So I just kept writing Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
And then the last one was like 3 line breaks and then all caps. This is when I knew it was over, when we had to go. Venga Boys. Which is the We Like to Party song that they used to use in Six Flags commercials. Do you remember that one?
Oh my god.
Yeah, whoa. This dude was on a different tilt. And yeah, the party bus, exactly. This dude was so different. And let me tell you, like, we're laughing about it now, but this club was fucking lit. Everybody was having like such a
We
good
were
time.
having a good time. It's good music. It's music.
One of Kathy's friends was loving it, and then the other one was so mad that he pulled out his phone on the dance floor to write a Yelp review of this place, and he was going ham on them. He was going ape shit on their ass. He was like, this DJ makes shit that Helen Keller couldn't even dance to. He was so mad. He was like furious.
Oh, it was very
Gave him like a 0-star review on Yelp.
Maybe that's why. Here's the thing. Maybe that's why it's so lit, because it's not a club. It's a comedy club. And he's doing performance art.
I had a good time. He did like an
Then you are part of the joke.
He did an ironic ABBA sample, and I got really excited because I thought like, oh, this is gonna be like a continuous thing, and he didn't. And he also didn't do any of Brad Taylor's version, which was very upsetting. And I did want to fight my way to the front to demand better music, but they wouldn't let me.
He also, one final thing, he kept shouting out birthdays. He kept pausing the music to shout out people's birthdays.
He also kept pausing the music to say, we're gonna turn this place into Vegas.
Oh yeah,
And
he said that like 6
3
times.
It was so
He wouldn't stop talking about turning this bitch into Vegas, which was just like a weird thing. Like,
It
no,
was
we're in
so
LA, bro. We don't need to make it Vegas. It's fine.
This place is already dirty and filthy and prostitute-filled enough. Does it need to be more of that?
But the craziest part is that when he would pause it to shout out the birthdays, it wasn't just like a, hey, happy birthday, like, Jennifer. He would, like, pause it and, like, read off a message from their friends, and then there was a giant screen behind him, and there would just be, like, a Microsoft screensaver where the words, like, bounce across the thing,
Or
and
it
it
would say
just...
happy birthday.
Yeah, and it says, like, we love you, bitch, Diane, and it would just, like, the words would just bounce around the screen for, like, 10 minutes. While he, like, paused and read out a long message about the birthday. He did this, like, 4 or 5 times
And
in
he
the couple
was like,
hours we were there.
Where is she? Where is she? And you're like,
Yeah, and none of these people came forward. None of them were interested in being presented in that
Because
light.
being near that DJ will age you into dust. He's a vortex that sucks up time.
I've
Teleports you to 2007.
I've never felt so young. Like, I've never been in a room of people that I felt like, wow, I'm just like, I can't relate to how old these people are.
I hate you so much.
Anyway, catch me at the club in K-Town. You guys know where to find me. I'll be pumping shit like Carrie Underwood. I'll be pumping shit like...
Carrie Underwood has bangers.
Yeah.
Toss her.
Elder millennial.
Can I get some Avril Lavigne in here,
catch
please?
me pumping like a G6. Actually, that song's a heater, though. That song's really good, though. Anyway, guys, they're all here to talk about JoJo, so let's get into it.
Yeah, it's a good introduction to talk about music, to talk about JoJo.
That's true. That's very important. So
wait, when do I get to present my reasons why Daniel J is Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, we'll
That's
get to
next
that
week.
later. That's later on. The people are here for the main event, which is tonight. Chat. We are explaining JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to my lovely girlfriend here, Kathy.
Why did you?
I'm taking it again. Alright, chat, here's what's going on tonight. I'm explaining... Myles and I are going to explain JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to my lovely girlfriend, Kathy, who we have held hostage here. She's never seen JoJo's, doesn't really know anything about it except for, like, some art that I have on my walls that is JoJo-related. Zero exposure to it whatsoever. Myles and I are both deep in. Myles maybe even more deep than me because
No, I'm definitively deeper in than you.
Well, yeah, you've read the manga. I have not. I've only watched the anime, but it's probably my favorite animated show ever. I love it more than anything, and yeah, I think it would be really funny to just try to explain to someone who has zero context what JoJo's is about and how it all comes together, because if you don't know, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, and for the record, we did exactly one thing to coordinate this. We did exactly one thing. The rest of it is just going to be whatever we can scrounge up from our memories. So this will be very interesting to say the least.
You know us. We come prepared, obviously. This is a high production value show. I do have a few things to like pull up on screen if we need them for reference. But importantly, Myles made the JoJo family tree, which will be a great place for us to start off with. Let me just. Oh wait, hold on. Let me fix the camera.
Green baby?
Oh, we'll talk about the green baby. Don't worry.
We'll get to green baby. Don't worry. So chat, if anyone out there is worried about spoilers, we are only going to talk about JoJo's through what has already been made into an anime. So if you haven't heard, season 6 actually just got announced this week. It starts December 1st on Netflix.
First 12 episodes.
Yeah, the first 12 episodes of the new season are dropping in December. But we wanted to kind of help you guys catch up to speed, help Kathy get comfortable and ready for what I'm going to force her to sit through, which is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6.
I'm going to be grinding Guilty Gear.
Yeah, fucking right.
What I will say is part 6 is for you. The credits theme, spoilers I suppose, has been leaked, and it's a Hilary Duff song.
Wait, that's bass. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, no.
Like a new song?
No, it's just, it's an old it's a Hilary Duff classic. So.
But why would I watch the show for that when I can just listen to the song on my own?
Because you can hear it in the show, and that's sick.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, so
we are not going into the alt universe because that's big spoilers. I might briefly explain the alt universe, like what it is, but I'm not going to explain anything that happens in it.
Yeah, we're not going to really touch on much from parts 6, 7, and 8.
I was considering doing a part 8 family tree, but it's impossible to do without spoiling almost all of Family Guy. Spoiling all of part 8. So
Family Guy funny moments compilation.
Family Guy funny moments part 8 JoJolian.
Yeah, so this is just going to be JoJo's part 1 through 5, and then up to the beginning of 6.
A little bit of 6, yeah.
So this will prepare you, Kathy, for the anime, which I know
I'm
you're
not gonna
very
watch
excited
it.
about.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's so crazy that
I'm
you don't have
gonna
a
be
choice.
grinding Guilty Gear.
Uh-huh.
You keep laughing, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get really fucking good at it.
Definitely. So let's just start off with this. Kathy, what do you know about JoJo's? Like, describe to me anything that you know about what this thing is.
There's a man called Joseph Joestar.
Okay.
And he has a family, but he's not the first JoJo. And then there's the Italian one who wants to get drugs off the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have these things called stands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I think they're like a power. And they all have stupid names.
This is actually an impressive amount of
that's
knowledge
actually
you're going
more than
into
I
it.
thought.
Yeah.
She's picked up a
That's
lot.
good.
I have great memory.
I mean, yeah, you do spend most of your time in an apartment with me and Myles, so yeah, you're gonna pick up on it eventually.
You'll remember some things.
But yeah, that's a good starting point. So,
But
JoJo...
then there's like one JoJo, right? There's like per generation.
Yeah,
and it's all like a different, like one's like a pirate. There was like a pirate one, like a space one. I don't know.
No pirates.
Maybe I'm thinking of One Piece.
Maybe
You're probably thinking of One Piece, yes.
I thought this guy was a pirate. I thought it was a hat.
No, it is not a hat.
So JoJo's, if you aren't familiar, for anyone out there who doesn't know, the longest running manga of all time. It's been running since the 80s.
1987.
Yeah, one continuous narrative since the 80s. So longer than your One Piece, and fuck all that shit. That shit's weak compared to JoJo. JoJo did it first. It's a long-form narrative following a family tree of guys who are named JoJo.
There's a girl JoJo.
There's also a girl JoJo.
I knew that.
Yes.
Girl boss.
and it's split up into parts that all take place at different points in time and follow a different member of the family tree. And generally, they're all kind of about fighting a other bloodline of vampires started by a man named Dio Brando. Generally, they all kind of like it's sort of about the conflict between these two family trees, more or less. But it
So
goes
it's just
crazy
Twilight.
places.
Twilight,
It's
but there are
Twilight
no
from
wolves.
Well, the JoJos are the wolves.
The JoJos are not wolves.
Well, there's a dog
They're like
who has a
metaphorical.
stand.
They're like metaphorical.
There's also a
wolves.
billion dogs that get their fucking heads sliced off.
Yeah, that's
every
true.
season.
Dogs get their
By the vampires?
No,
Yeah.
just by anyone. Just by fucking anybody. So what's worth noting is that this series is created by an eccentric metrosexual man named Hirohiko Araki. One of my heroes. And there are 3 things that he loves more than anything. That's fashion,
Fair.
Italy,
Weird.
specifically Italian art and sculptures.
like Greco-Roman
Okay.
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Art, like Renaissance art,
I mean-
Italian Renaissance art, things like that,
Yeah,
and
basic.
music. He loves
American music.
American contemporary music. There is exactly one Japanese named stand in the entire franchise.
Oh, the stand's named after music.
Yes.
Yes.
The stand is in part 7. It's called Chocolate Disco, based on a Perfume song, and it's the only one. Actually, I think. No, Vitamin C is in part 8, and that's an American song as well. I thought it was a Japanese one. Never mind, who cares?
So he draws a lot of inspiration from pop culture and art, and will often name his characters like ludicrously after like pieces of music, like
Copyright infringingly after music. I think.
yeah, which is where you may have seen like memes of JoJo, of like the translated names for JoJo characters, because a lot of the times when they translate it to English, they have to avoid it for copyright reasons, and so in the subtitles, he'll say something like the character will say something like what's a good translated one?
There's a famous one from part 7, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and the translated version is filthy acts at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
probably
I love that.
and
That's a better name.
there's one in part 6 that I've spoiled before. Limp Biscuit is translated to flaccid pancake.
That's
So-
a really good one.
So there's some
Are-
good ones.
Are pancakes not flaccid by definition?
Well, yes, but you know,
So it just
What-
doesn't translate.
they
that
should have
way,
said
though.
flaccid scone or
Flaccid
flaccid
waffle.
English muffin, flaccid waffle,
Flaccid Fred Durst.
flaccid Durst, baby. Not the one who committed murder, by the way. Different Durst.
So let's start at the top of the JoJo family tree, the very beginning of the narrative. Well, actually, the way you have it written out, you start before part 1 with this, right?
I do, yes. Well, I start at part 1, technically.
Okay.
So, every person with a star is a bloodline JoJo. I also marked the dates in which they died, and if there was information on when they were born, I have the exact date. If not, the date, the birth year. In green are the names of their stands, except for Joseph's stand, because he has so many babies, I did not have room. So first of all, there is George Joestar. It is unknown when he was born, but he married a woman named Mary, who died in 1868 in a wagon crash. The wagon crash occurred in the UK, somewhere in England, somewhere in London. And a man named Dario Brando, named, of course, after Marlon Brando, and Dio, the metal musician. Dario Brando was robbing the crash site, but George Joestar came to in time to see him pulling a ring off his finger, and being a fucking idiot, thinks that Dario Brando, this ugly bastard who ruins the hentai, is saving his life. And he says, I owe you forever.
Oh, he's doing a, this is a Les Mis bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
It's a Les Mis bit.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm interested.
Yeah, so he says, I owe you a favor, forever. Send me anything and I will answer it, right? So Dario Brando's a grave robber, he's poor, he's ugly.
So valid.
Disgusting, ugly bastard who ruins the hentai. But George trusts him for no reason. And so George has a son named Dio Brando. Dio, of course, named after the metal musician. His wife dies because Dario Brando is a disgusting alcoholic who forces Dio to work and buy him alcohol and make money.
And ruins the hentai.
While Jonathan Joestar, born here in 1868 on April 4th, is the first JoJo. Jonathan Joestar is
But then why is George starred?
Oh, because George is also a Joestar. But
But
he's
you
not
said
the
he was
first
the-
JoJo.
Oh.
He's the first JoJo.
I'm gonna just move this out of the way so you can see it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so Jonathan wants to be a gentleman. He's a good guy, and the story takes place at first in 1882 when he's 12 years old.
Okay.
Dario Brando dies and says, "Go to the estate of George Joestar. He owes me a favor, and you go and be rich and have a good life." Dio Brando, who has lived a life of poverty, squalor, and hatred, is a selfish asshole, and he says, "I'm going to take over the Joestar mansion. I'm going to take their fortune. I'm going to have everything I want."
This is just like Les Mis.
It's
It
pretty
is-
dramatic.
It is kind of a lot like
It
Les
is a
Mis.
lot like
I never
Les Mis.
really thought.
Well,
it's-
until we get to
no, 'cause
the third
it's-
episode of
because-
part one.
Because then George is Valjean. I mean, this isn't really George is Valjean, and then
Yes. Dario.
JoJo is
Oh.
Cosette, and then Dario is Vander, and then Dio is Eponine. This is just a really extended Les Mis reference.
Well, it stops being that really fast.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And here's
I'm
why.
gonna live into this for the moment.
That's fair. That's fair. I would love to see how many Les Mis references you can come up with when we get
a
to
lot.
part 5.
I'm very into
Um,
Les Mis. I can make it work.
Okay, so Dio basically, beats the shit
Thank
out of
you so
Jonathan,
much.
takes everything
Uh-huh.
from him, and makes him feel weak. But Jonathan falls in love with a woman named Erina Pendleton, and in doing so, he finds something to fight for. Dio steals Erina's first kiss. Erina, and that's where the famous "It was me" Dio meme comes from.
I've never seen that.
That's fine.
I don't
It's
know.
a weak JoJo meme. It's a part 1 boomer JoJo meme. Who cares? Anyways, so Jonathan, in one of my favorite scenes in the franchise, beats the fucking shit out of Dio for kissing Erina, and in doing so,
Beats the shit out of him.
oh no, it's awesome. He beats the fucking stuffing out of him. It
Okay, I've
rules.
seen
And in doing so, he basically, learns to stand up for himself, becomes a strong gentleman who will protect the weak and the righteous. So, flash forward to when they're both 19 in 1889. Jack the Ripper is in the streets, actively killing people,
Mhm, mhm.
and Dio Brando has discovered the power of a strange stone mask that this family owns. We, of course, have the stone mask right here.
Why does it look like that?
Because the stone mask was created by ancient Aztec gods named
What?
the Pillar Men.
What?
We'll get to that. So Dio Brando,
Why does he have it?
I don't know. He took a trip to Aztec.
Doesn't
They
the
were poor.
Joestar family owns it for some reason? They found it in like an excavation.
Yeah, I mean he's a rich guy. He probably bought it or something.
Yeah, I think
No,
They explained it in the manga to an extent,
the
but
Joestar. I thought you said Dio had it.
Well, it's
Oh no,
in
because
the
he
house.
took.
It's
he
in the
took
house.
Over,
Yeah,
Dio
yeah.
took over. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
it's in the house. So
So this is like.
Jonathan's
I'll
been
figure it out.
studying the mask.
Okay.
He wants to be an archaeologist at college. Dio, meanwhile, has been studying the mask because he thinks that it might contain some kind of power.
Sorry, go on.
He thinks it might contain some kind of power. It turns out that the mask, if you spill blood on it, has the ability to turn people into zombies. Not just zombies, though, vampire zombies. And
What is the difference?
what vampires have higher function and immortality, whereas the zombies that vampires create, if they're not strong enough, are basically used to be eaten and thrown away.
So, but they're vampires.
But yes.
But if you're
What's
not
the-
strong enough in spirit when you get like
when you get turned into a vampire.
yeah, then you become a zombie.
Yeah,
like,
you're-
you have to be a strong spirited person to like channel the power and stay and like remain a
Where were we keeping
cognizant
this?
human being.
It was on the wall.
It's on the wall up
It's
there.
just on the wall right
This
there.
one? Oh, it was
That's
that one.
mine, by the way. Don't break that. So basically, Dio says, "I'm going to become, I'm going to become a vampire, and I'm going to ruin the Joestar family life." After they have kind of realized that they've been had. He's been stealing their money. He's been poisoning their dad. He's been doing all these terrible things, and so he intends to use Jonathan Joestar's blood to activate his vampirism. But George Joestar takes the knife that he was going to use to steal his blood, and he uses the blood to become a vampire. But Jonathan is still alive. At this point, also, Jonathan has created a friend by the name of Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
Unironically named Robert E.O. Speedwagon, one of the most important characters.
One of the most important
in
characters in the
series.
franchise. Robert E.O. Speedwagon, initially just a street thug, inspired by Jonathan Joestar's incredibly brave soul, follows him to the ends of the earth to learn how to be righteous just like him. Jonathan manages to defeat Dio by plunging him into a fire that is started within their mansion, and he believes that he has won. However, Dio survives thanks to his vampirism. And Jonathan...
Vampires can't die.
Vampires can't die.
They're invincible.
Like,
unless...
ever?
Yeah.
Unless you use the power of Jamon, otherwise known as Ripple. Jamon is the breathing technique that harnesses the energy of sunlight itself and allows you to directly send sunlight into vampires. So in order to learn this, he has to team up with William A. Zeppeli, named after Led Zeppelin, and learn Jamon within the next month. Jonathan manages to do it, of course, and they confront Dio in the town of Wind Knight's Lot. They manage to defeat Dio, but not without heavy casualties, including the loss of Mr. Zeppeli. And, I mean, they save the day, right? Everything's great. Jonathan thus marries Erina, and they take a steamboat to the United States.
I figured out how this ties into Les Mis, by the way.
Oh, what? Let's hear it.
This is just like when Valjean had escaped from jail. Well, he didn't escape. He just, escaped from his probation. And then he meets the bishop, who teaches him to be a good person. And then he defeats his evil former self, who is bitter and cruel. And then he also escapes Javert to go to a new town and become the mayor.
That's actually pretty on point for what Speedwagon ends up doing.
Save the village from poverty because he's such a good mayor and he loves everyone.
That's kind of on point. A little bit.
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense.
Anyways, so the problem is that when they killed Dio, he managed to cut off his own head while falling out of a castle and managed to survive. So there's a blatantly racist character in this story. This was the 80s. Who's this little man. He's a little tiny man with literal yellow skin, and he's from the Orient.
It is really it's bad.
It's pretty bad. And his name is Wang Chung, after the song Everybody Wang Chung Tonight.
What?
Anyways, Wang Chung becomes one of Dio's minions and carries his head around in a glass jar. And Dio says, "Jonathan, you're the only man strong enough to defeat me. That means that I must have your body as my new body. I'm going to cut off your head and I'm going to use your body."
That's very sexy.
So he manages to shoot a laser beam at Jonathan, cutting his neck open and making it impossible for him to use his Jamon. The steamship is overrun by zombies. Almost everybody is killed, and Erina says, "I will die with you." And Jonathan says, "No, you have to go and live. And I will use the last of my power to hold back the ship from exploding, so you can escape, and also take this baby that's on the ground. Just take it. Take the baby."
Is it his baby?
It is not his baby. It is
So
someone
he steals
else's
the baby.
It is someone else's baby, but their parents have their heads bitten off right in
That's
front
just
of her.
like when Valjean got Cosette.
Yeah.
It wasn't his baby either, but
That's
he
true.
took her away to
That's
save
wasn't
her.
his
That's
baby.
true. So, Jonathan unfortunately passes away on February 7th,
Right before Valentine's
1889, right before Valentine's Day.
That's so sad.
This
While
is the
clutching-
end of part 1.
While clutching Dio's head, the ship then sinks to the
That's-
bottom of the ocean.
That's very romantic.
There's a lot of romantic subtext between them, which we'll get to after part 2, when George Joestar meets Elizabeth, aka Lisa, who is the baby rescued from the steamship in part 1. These two get married, but unfortunately George is killed by a stray zombie in the year 1920. That said, they had already given birth to the second JoJo, and my personal favorite, Joseph Joestar, a brilliant tactician and trickster with a ruffian side, who manages to beat everyone not with his bronze, but with his incredible ability to be 17 steps ahead of everyone at all times.
Okay,
It is awesome.
So now we've switched from Les Mis to just Hamilton.
There are not stands at JoJo, no.
This is just Hamilton now.
I guess. There are not stands at the beginning of JoJo. Stands start in part 3. We'll get to that. Anyways, so the most important thing to note is that this part includes the Pillarmen, who are the Aztec gods that created the stone mask, which allows people to become vampires. The Pillarmen are the most buff, athletic, fit, sexualized characters I've ever seen. They just wear G-strings and nothing else.
Yeah.
And they pose, and it's awesome.
Pillarmen were designed for the feminine gaze. There is no other way of describing them.
Oh.
They're built
this
so
them?
different.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's them.
Every shot of them is like a kind of upskirt
Oh.
shot from their loincloths.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've never seen a character so designed.
Oh, it's a
for the
notebook.
feminine
You could get
age.
this on notebook.
That would be
I'm
awesome.
gonna get this
frankly.
on notebook. Hold on.
Oh yeah, a lot of bluffing. He lies a lot.
Journal for notebook. Pillarman battle tendency. JoJo's bizarre adventure. Journals for teens, weebs, and adults.
The 3 genders.
6 inches by 9 inches.
Wait, show the picture. Let's see if it. Oh yeah, they can kind of see it there. Yeah,
Yeah.
These are some horny boys.
It's a glamorous.
Yeah. No one called this show straight.
It's unavailable.
It's a
Oh,
shame.
wow.
I'm neither a teen weeb or an adult though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, she defeats the Pillarmen. It's fucking awesome. Watch part 2. The part 2 is actually not that relevant to the grand timeline of things, but it's my second favorite part, I think. Really worth watching. Definitely check it out. Anyways, Joseph Joestar manages to defeat the Pillarmen, destroy the Stone Mask, and marries a woman named Susie Q, who is just the cutest dumbass you've ever fucking met. She is so stupid. I love her.
Is her name also a reference?
It is a reference to the band Susie Q, yes.
Oh. See, this is... I don't,
You're too young for some of these.
I mean, I don't understand music. So.
You're too young for some of
So
these.
because it started in the 80s, he is like the author is just really into whatever is popular at the time. I don't
Yeah,
know how
part
else to
5 we'll
describe
get to
it.
some music you can recognize.
So all of the references he tends to pull from like around the time period in which he was writing them. So like that's why the 80s ones kind of the part of the series that started in the 80s draws a lot from like 70s dad rock and
Yeah.
Richard E.O. Speedwagon.
The entire franchise is inspired by the song Roundabout by Yes, for context,
yeah.
which is the credits theme of parts 1 and 2. Anyways, Susie Q has a girl named Holly Cujo, but her name is not Holly Cujo, it's Holly Joestar. But she marries a man named Sadeo Cujo, who is a musician from overseas. She's born in 1942. I found this out. I did the math. So they have a child named Jotaro Cujo. Now, if you're wondering how
That's the one in your...
That's the one on the
Yeah.
poster.
Oh.
That's
The
close
poster,
to the...
yeah, the poster.
kitchen.
Yeah, not the one in my bedroom. The other poster.
Yes.
I hate
I have
that-
to
I
describe
hate that
which
you
one
have
of
to
my
clarify.
JoJo's posters.
There's like
I'm talking about.
there's what,
There's
3 of them? 3 or 4?
Yeah,
Because there's
three-
the wall scroll.
Yeah. There's I have 3 or 4 JoJo. Yeah, 4 JoJo's things hanging up in the corner here.
So, anyways, if you're wondering how Jotaro Kujo could be a JoJo, it's because in Japanese his name is Kujo Jotaro. So that's how that works. Anyways, Jotaro was born in 1970, and Jotaro is, in a phrase, autistic representation. He is the most stone cold badass you've ever fucking seen, but it's not because he's actually cool, it's because he watched a lot of Clint Eastwood movies and went, oh, I'm gonna do that. And he did it. And everyone was fooled into thinking he was cool, but it turns out he's a fucking nerd who likes to build model planes and model tanks, and his favorite thing is marine biology, and his favorite movie is a documentary about trains. So, these are all facts. Actually, yeah.
This is the most popular character in the series.
This is the most popular character in the series.
Often when if you see images of like a JoJo character,
If you just
the guy,
Google JoJo,
the guy with
you'll
the
probably
hat,
see him.
with like the black hat, that's JoJo.
He's got the cape and the big chain.
Yeah, he'll come up in just a second when we get to stands. I have some.
Oh, that's JoJo
references for
Siwa.
No, this
Yeah,
is
wrong.
JoJo the singer.
That's true. There's
Oh,
also
that's
a singer,
JoJo the singer,
Yeah,
yes.
there's also a singer
I
named
wish you were
JoJo,
talking
not
about.
JoJo
I wish
Siwa.
you were talking about JoJo the singer instead.
Yep, there he is.
He's the one on the left.
Yeah, he's the one in the
Oh,
center there.
the sexy one.
Yeah, they're all sexy, but yes. Anyways.
So now we're
So-
in part 3.
Yes, we're in part 3. Now, worth noting is that while Dio and Jonathan sank to the bottom of the ocean, Dio managed to sever Jonathan's head, attach it to himself, and so the timelines, the bloodlines converge, with Jonathan and Dio now sharing one body. Dio Brando, with the vampirism and with Jonathan's body, also rebrands as Dio all caps. And this is relevant because Dio now fancies himself a god among men.
They cross the streams.
They cross the streams.
They cross the streams.
Not
You're
only
supposed
that,
to do that.
Jonathan has a giant cock, and this is a fact. Now, Dio has Jonathan's giant cock, and that will be relevant later.
It is actually relevant.
It's extremely relevant later.
No.
But Dio is back, and with him comes the power of the stand. The metaphysical representation of your fighting spirit as a ghost or telekinetic power that you just use.
So from here on out, all of the JoJo's literature that comes after this is all about people who have the power of stand, who can summon a stand. and use some kind of superpower that is related to that stand. Some of them are just really strong and punch shit good, but most of them have one specific ability that they can do that no one else can do. And they use those very specific abilities to outwit each other.
Yes.
And then ultimately kill each other, usually.
Yeah, once we get to part 5, I'll explain how stupid some of these stands become and how stupid some of the solutions to beating them become. But
so I do have a little reference here. So
yes.
these are what the stands look like. On the right, you see Jotaro there, and on the left, we'll get to him in a little bit. But in case it's hard to explain exactly what these stands are. So that's what they look like. They're like these, like Myles said.
They're like Persona.
Yeah, Persona.
Yes.
Persona is a straight up ripoff of JoJo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like straight up. It's like the
Part 4 is just like Persona 4 is just part 4.
Yeah.
The same thing. It's kind of crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Why would you make anything new?
Yeah, exactly. There are no original ideas.
Yeah. So anyways, except for JoJo. Joseph Joestar is still alive, unlike Jonathan, who died, and now his cock belongs to someone else. So he accompanies Jotaro to the country of Egypt to defeat Dio, because Dio resides there.
Why is he in Egypt now?
Because that's where all the gods go.
Yeah, he just goes to Egypt.
He just goes to Egypt because they wanted it to be in Egypt, and Araki gets what the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
He's sort of like Hideo Kojima in that they both have obvious autism and just use anything that they read and turn it into a story. They're the same person.
Just for clarity, Myles can say that he has the pass.
Yeah, I do.
Just want to clarify out there in case anyone is not familiar with Myles personally.
I have autism.
He's allowed to say that.
I'm allowed to say that these people probably are my kin. I believe they belong to us. And I'm going to stand by that. So, anyways, they do manage to get to Egypt and defeat Dio. A bunch of their friends die along the way, but they do beat him, ending the lineage of the stands. Just kidding, part 4 has stands. That doesn't make any sense. Don't ask questions. We're going to keep going.
Part 3 is the longest and probably most popular part of JoJo, and it's basically just a,
It's a road trip movie.
Yeah, it's basically just an extremely long road trip of getting from Japan to Egypt.
So this is Jotaro,
Yes.
Yes.
who went with his friends to kill his great grandfather.
Yes.
He also travels alongside Joseph Joestar, who is still alive at this point, but he's
I think I said that. Yeah, he's an old man.
Sorry, I might have missed that.
No, it's
yeah.
fine.
His grandfather.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a little merry crew of his grandfather and then a few other stand users that they meet along the way.
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry. Okay. We'll get to that. Anyways, for some reason, Araki said, well, it has to be set in Japan again. That was really popular. How do I get another Joestar out there? So Joseph Joestar fucks a fucking 20-year-old
Oh no.
while he's like 58 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
This is just like Taylor Swift.
It is just like Taylor Swift. It's
Okay.
just like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is this a Daniel reference?
No, I hate this.
Anyways, so the woman is of course named Tomoko Higashikata, or Higashikata Tomo, if we want to be really technical about it. And she sires Josuke, born in 1984. Josuke is just Prince.
Yep.
Oh, good for him.
They're the same character. They
He's
wear
just
purple.
Prince.
They're gorgeous, and he has the stand Crazy Diamond. I did not label Jotaro stand, but it's Star Platinum. This guy.
Oh, yeah, that's Jotaro's stand,
Oh.
Star Platinum.
Yeah, you can look
That's
at
what
that.
he looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you just check under his loincloth, you freak? You fucking deviant.
Does he have a Magnum dong?
He has nothing.
Stands can't fuck.
You don't know that.
I don't think they can.
They can't. Not yet. They can't fuck yet.
Stands have not fucked yet. He hasn't thought of that one yet.
Part 8 does have a
Crit,
stand that goes
It
inside
does not
of
surprise me that a white man who's racist to Asians would
fuck the Japanese
fuck
woman. Yeah.
fuck an Asian woman.
That's exactly what happens.
That's the least surprising thing to me ever.
Yeah. Anyways, so Josuke and his stand Crazy Diamond live a crazy, noisy, bizarre life in the town of Morio. But there's a serial killer on the loose. And this is the lowest stakes part in the entire franchise. It's nice and small and quaint, and it's just about this crazy town full of stands.
So
How
he
do
was,
normal
He
people...
was writing this in the 90s when Twin Peaks was really popular.
Yes.
And he basically just said, I'm going to make JoJo Twin Peaks. And so he pulls back the scope of it, and it all takes place in this one little town. It's about solving a murder mystery.
It's
at
awesome.
night.
Yeah.
And everybody, for some reason in this town, well, it is explained. But
Yeah, it's because there is a woman by the name of Enya, otherwise known as Enyaba, who has a golden arrow that if pierced, you can get a stand, assuming you don't die. And so there is a man in this town going around shooting people with the stand arrow. And the thing about it is that he is looking for someone who can cure his dad of a significant illness or kill him. Either one will work just fine.
What?
Because their dad's like a horrible monster man.
Yeah. Well, then you can just let the horrible illness.
No, the illness won't. His illness makes him so regenerative that you can beat the shit out of him and he'll just regenerate.
Then how is that an illness?
Because he's ugly and like bulbous and green, and his brain barely works anymore.
I mean, so is Dan.
That's true. So is Theo.
Yeah, just like Theo. He's bulbous.
I would describe Theo as bulbous.
Look at this bulbous animal.
And regenerative.
My bulbous
There's
boy.
the bulbous animal.
There's the bulb.
So
there's the man.
So in part 4 now, this is where the stands start to get weird. It stops just being like, my stand punches good, and starts being like, my stand turns anything I touch into a bomb.
Yes. That is the main villain. A bomb.
Bomb.
B-O-M-B.
Yeah.
That is the main villain.
Not the fun.
No, not a bong. That is the main villain of it, called Killer Queen,
Nice.
wielded by Yoshikage Kira.
The coolest villain ever.
Yeah, my favorite villain. Well, yeah, probably. Part 6 probably has my favorite villain. I don't know. They're all good. All the villains are good in this series. But yeah, no, not just a bomb, but eventually a time loop bomb. Some of the stands, I guess I'll put this down. Some of the stands in part 4 include a man who has the power of Pearl Jam, which can make food heal you, though it has some weird side effects. At first, you feel amazing after eating it. Love Deluxe, which makes a woman's hair impossibly long and able to be controlled like tendrils. There is Heaven's Door, which is used by a mangaka to turn people's faces into books so that he can read them. So those are the stands in part 4 for the most part.
Oh, and don't forget the stand where his stand is just a giant electrical tower.
Superfly.
That he lives inside of. It's just a giant radio
It's just a
tower.
pylon.
Yeah, and he lives inside of it, but it's also his stand, and his goal to win fights is to trick you into walking inside of the pylon. And if you walk inside of it, you die.
Yes.
Then just don't walk inside of it.
Well,
but
tricks
he
people
tricks
into it.
That's how he wins.
How would he trick you into doing that?
Because he's like, oh, I'm stuck up here. Can you help me?
You're like, okay, cool, bye.
Yeah, this is the type of weird shit we're getting into now.
Yeah. Basically, so that's part 4. Part 4 is great, definitely worth watching. But one of the most important characters of part 4 that I didn't write down is a boy named Koichi Hirose.
I guess he couldn't have been that important if you didn't write him down.
Well, because he's not a Joestar or in the family tree.
He's not in the family tree.
Yes.
He's just a friend of Josuke.
Now, Jotaro, for some reason, takes to Koichi. And so he says, hey, Koichi, I need you to go to Italy. When you turn 18, I need you to go to Italy.
So
Koichi's like,
legal.
Yes. Koichi's like, why? And I'm just gonna burn right through that one. And he says, here's the thing. Long ago, a guy named Dio Brando stole my great-grandfather's body, took his massive fucking cock, and started fucking women like crazy. So I think that he might have sired a child who is extremely powerful, and I need you to see if he's a villain or not.
Yeah, so basically, because Dio is in control of Jonathan's body, he has basically like hypersperm, where it's the power of Dio in his vampirism, but also Jonathan's like raw innate power. So the two of them, like as a combined being, he can give birth to some of the most powerful human beings on the earth.
So the vampirism spread to the sperm as well?
No, he's just really powerful and his
No, he's just like
powerful.
Extremely powerful.
He can he can just give you a really powerful stand.
But how would that work?
So Giorno Giovanna is born. Real name Haruno Shiobana, because he has to be Japanese. Because Japanese characters drive the sales of manga. This is a fact.
This is him.
That's him. And he has a dream.
He has a dream.
A dream that he knows is just and right.
Who is this? This is the... Oh my
Giorno
God,
Giovanna.
Damaged Kathy.
Wait, this is the...
This is Giorno Giovanna.
I don't... You keep saying that. What... This is the
This is
child?
Dio's
This
is Dio's son, the 5th child, and the one born outside of wedlock. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention Shizuka Joestar. So Shizuka Joestar is an adopted invisible baby that they found in Morio. and since they couldn't find its parents and it's invisible, they took it back. Fun fact, I am actually part of a writing team writing a fan manga about Shizuka Joestar's adventures in an alternate universe. It's going to be good. We're working hard on that. Make sure to check that out when it comes out. It's called Fading Lights. I joined late, and I fixed the fucking project because the original writer sucked. And that's a fact. I can say that.
Invisible Baby.
Invisible Baby.
I like how he has a little harpoon.
First of all, the Invisible Baby is a woman. And second of all, of course, they never brought it back. Why would they bring it back? She was 14 around the time that...
Yeah, also, she's fully invisible. Like,
Yeah.
you can't see her.
Yeah, that's true. She could be in every episode. Anyways, so Giorno Giovanna is born, real name Haruno Giovanna, and he has a dream that he knows is just and right of getting drugs off the street. And in order to do that, he must become a gang star. What is a gang star? You might be asking. A gang star...
Wait, Kathy, are you asking yourself that?
Are you asking, what is a gang star?
Are you asking yourself, what is a gang star?
What is a gang star?
This is important for later.
I want to go home.
That's a great question, Kathy. A gang star is a gangster.
A really good one.
A really good one.
The biggest and baddest gangster becomes a gang star.
Is the gang star the one with the most gold stars for being a good gangster?
Yes.
Yes.
More or less, give or take.
So the thing about being a gang star is it involves getting to the top of an organization called Passion. Now, Giorno Giovanna meets a man by the name of Bruno Bucherati.
This one.
We have right here.
This one right here. Here's my ugly Bruno figure. Look how ugly he is.
It's really bad. It looks like a Lisa Frank character.
Yeah, I bought it because it was so fugly. I was like, this is hilarious. This is too much. Why does he look like that? Why are his eyes like that? That's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, it's basically Review Starlight, but for other humans, because we don't bring up B-stars in my presence.
We should talk about the two of these guys and their stands real quick, though.
Yes,
because their stand powers are very important.
So, Giorno Giovanna has the stand, he was born in 1986, by the way, named Golden Experience. Golden Experience has the ability to create life of any kind. It can create trees, it can turn things into animals, and it can also overflow people with life, which causes all of their senses to go haywire.
Then what is Golden Wind?
Golden Wind is the name of the part.
What part?
Part 5.
Yeah, we're in part 5 now. It's all about...
Yeah, I guess I haven't said... Okay, part 1's called Phantom Blood. Part 2 is called Battle Tendency. Part 3 is called Stardust Crusaders. Part 4 is called Diamond is Unbreakable. Part 5 is called Vento Oreo, aka Golden Wind.
I only know that because you guys scream it every, like...
JoJo! Golden Wind! JoJo! Golden Wind! Yes, part 5 has Sex Pistols, which is the bullet stand, and Aerosmith, which is the otherwise known as Lil Bomber in America. Why didn't they just call it Aeroplane?
Yeah, great question.
Like, why didn't they call it Aeroplane?
Also, Bruno Bucherati, so he's a gangster.
Yes, gangstar.
Yeah, he's already running his own small family, and Giorno meets him and identifies him as the guy who's going to help him get to the top. And so they become friends after battling because they both find out they're stand users. And Bruno's stand is called Sticky Fingers. And his ability is that anything he touches can turn into a zipper.
What?
A zipper.
And the zipper has the ability to create multi-dimensional portals. It's like in SpongeBob when the Flying Dutchman has the Fly of Despair, and he puts Squidward inside of it in the episode.
Kathy hasn't experienced.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Anyways, that's true. Yeah, no, anything can become a zipper. At one point, a character says, "Hey, I have to use the bathroom." There's no bathroom because we're inside of a turtle.
Inside of a turtle.
I'm not bothering explaining that. And so he goes, "Oh, I've just created a multi-dimensional portal. You can use that as a toilet."
Or he uses it to split someone in half, where he zips them up while they're halfway through it and then they die.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he's got a really cool stand cry. I guess we didn't explain stand cries.
Oh yeah, well to summon your stand, you have to scream its name.
And then when you punch a lot, you have to say a thing.
Yeah, you have to make a noise over and over again.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's cool though.
So, yeah, these two become friends and they have a merry little band of gangstars, and their mission is to rise to the top. And they want to do that by finding the boss of Passion, the gang that they're a part of. Everybody knows that he's at the top, but no one knows who he is.
His identity is so well hidden that if you ever try to find it, he will cut you up and send you back in a box.
Yeah, and so no one knows who he is, but they realize if they kill him, they can take control of the gang, and so they go on a mission to take the gang down from the inside, find out the boss's identity, and then kill him and become gang stars, and then use that power as gang stars to take drugs off the street.
I thought they were already gang stars.
No, but
he has to
gangsters.
become a gang star.
He needs to become a gang star.
I
guess I can talk briefly about the pregnancy stand. The pregnancy stand is called Babyface, and using the power of a computer and a woman's DNA, you can give birth to a baby stand that will fight for you.
Kind of like Theo. He's a baby stand.
Oh, baby.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the stands in Part 5. Because they're nuts.
Yeah, now if you thought Part 4 stands were crazy, now we're off the rails. Now we're batshit.
We're completely off the rails with this. What are some choice ones? There's Metallica, who has the ability to turn any iron in your blood into an actual blade, so he can make you vomit razors, or put needles inside your neck, all sorts of crazy parts.
Don't like that.
Oh yeah, no, that episode is brutal. That's one of the most horrifying episodes. There's Man in the Mirror. He's a man in a mirror, and he pulls you into the mirror-verse where you can't use your stand.
Yep.
And then he kills you.
Yes.
And then
But it takes forever, and Giorno kills him anyways.
Why does it take forever, you think?
I don't remember that one. That one's kind of forgettable.
There's one.
Beach Boy.
No, I was asking what Abakio's stand is.
Oh, Abakio's stand is Moody Blues.
Yeah, Moody Blues. I forgot the name of it. His stand doesn't fight. Instead, it just records sound.
It records events and plays them back as though they're happening in real time.
Oh.
So for whatever
he's like
reason,
a detective.
Yeah, you can, for example.
He's a detective from Persona 4.
Not exactly.
No, not even close. Because he was a detective. He was a detective, and he was a crooked cop, and he got fired for taking money to let a guy go free, and then that same guy ended up killing his coworker, his partner.
Yeah.
So everyone's got their little backstories. There's Narancia, who has Aerosmith, and he's 15, and everyone thinks that he's a woman. Like, not in universe, by the way. Just like when there was no voice for this character, everyone just thought Narancia was a girl, and Uraki was just like, I'm not clarifying. For years. For just years.
How do you spell his name?
Narancia. It's spelled like Arancia, the word for orange, but with an
It's
N.
that second one. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wait. Yeah, what?
N-C-I.
Yeah, that second
Narancia.
one there, yeah. Yeah, you'll see him in a second. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
That's Narancia.
okay.
Sorry, we don't have it prepared on screen for you.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, yeah, he's part of the gang, too. These guys go on some
why are
wacky
JoJo
adventures.
characters so ugly?
They're gorgeous.
No, ugly.
Because remember when we said earlier that he loves statues?
He's a big fan of the Roman idea of beauty.
Like the Statue of David type
Then
shit.
why did-
Like,
then
he
why
models... That's
then
why
why did
JoJo characters
George
are
have a
known
huge
for
cock?
having, like, these insane poses
Why
that
did
they
Jonathan
do.
have a huge cock?
Yeah.
Well, because
That's not very
parts
beautiful.
1 and
That's not
3...
very beautiful.
Parts 1 through 3 are based on 80s muscle men. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Mr. Universe. Part 4 onward is based on the Greco-Roman idea of beauty through sculptures. So we can assume that everyone in those parts has a micro penis.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why,
That's
you
really
may have
good
heard
to
of,
know,
like,
thank you.
JoJo poses, because they all... That comes from the original frames of art that he did for the manga. They're always posing in, like, these insane,
Yes.
like... nonsensical, like physically impossible poses, because they're modeled after like Greco-Roman statues who
As
would,
well
like,
as...
pose, with their big muscles doing
Yeah.
weird shit.
The other thing about it, too, is that it's inspired by the artwork of a guy named Anthony Lopez, one of the most famous early and high-profile gay men in art fashion.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of that, and so a lot of his characters are actually directly taken from... characters and outfits are directly taken from the artwork of Anthony Lopez. So, very cool stuff. Support your LGBTQ friends, because then you'll make a badass manga out of it. JoJo's really gay, by the way. It's
But
so
Araki
gay.
is not gay, that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's what's
Araki is
crazy
not
about
gay.
it.
He's just really understanding
His
and
name
cool.
is Antonio Lopez.
Oh, Antonio Lopez. My apologies. Yeah, you can see identical.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see it.
he was a Puerto Rican artist.
Yeah, I
Yes.
see it. Okay.
Who really inspired the creation of most of the JoJo characters.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it? Anyways, so we get to part 6. Objectively the gayest part in the franchise because everyone's a lesbian in it.
Oh.
Oh, well, we didn't get to the end of part 5.
Oh, do you want to explain the end of part 5? Where nothing happens?
I'm not going to spoil it, but they do find the boss, and his stand is...
Oh, yes, we have to talk about King Crimson.
Yeah, his stand is called King Crimson. I won't reveal, like, the boss's identity, because that's, you know, a pretty big spoiler if you're not already caught up with the whole JoJo anime.
Oh, wait, hold on.
He has a stand... The boss has a stand called King Crimson, and it used to be a meme to try to explain what King Crimson's power was. People would try to do their best to explain, like, using text, what King Crimson does, because it doesn't really make sense.
I can explain this in one sentence.
Yeah.
He takes the time out of the timeline.
Yeah, he deletes
That means
time.
nothing. That means nothing.
So the thing is that an event will happen, and the natural cause of the event will happen. The thing is, everyone but him will not experience the event. So, in the next 10 seconds, if I were to punch you in the face, then use King Crimson, when we came back from the skipped time, you would feel the sting on your cheek of a punch, but you would not realize that you were punched.
So I just have the effect and not the actual
Yes, not the actual cause.
Okay, that makes sense.
He erases cause from effect, but effect still occurs.
That makes sense.
Yes. And he's scary, but also he gets beaten like a little bitch. Part 5 is not my favorite, but it's worth watching. The anime is actually really great. So
Cool.
definitely check it out. The manga is not worth reading. Don't bother. It's so confusing.
Definitely gonna watch this.
Part 6, where everyone is gay, is called Stone Ocean, starring the daughter of Jotaro Kujo and some woman. This stars Jolene Kujo and her stand, Stone Free, after being framed for a crime she didn't commit.
Just like Valjean.
Exactly.
Just like Valjean.
Just
She
like
is sent
Valjean.
to Stone Ocean, Green Dolphin Street Correctional Facility for women and men, eventually.
In Florida.
In Florida, by the way, which is why it is not my favorite part, but it's why I like it, among many other things. This also has some of the worst stands in the franchise, and I can't talk too much about them, but I'm just going to say Yo-Yo Ma. Yo-Yo Ma is terrible. Bohemian Rhapsody is heinous. But getting back to the Dio Brando timeline, this is where shit starts to get really crazy, because not only did he fuck 3 other women that we don't know, who were born out of wedlock, and gave birth to Ungolo, Donatello, and Richiel, who are named after fashion designers.
Ungolo.
Yeah, Ungalo, maybe. Yeah, so they're all named after fashion designers. There's Blue Marine, Hermes, Pucci, lots of fashion designers.
Yeah.
In this part.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also Dio Brando, who died, is reincarnated somewhat, kind of, not really, not at all, through a bone, and there is a green baby that everyone is after, and this is not even the primary objective of the part. This is just a thing that happens, and is less important than you might think.
They need to get the green baby.
They
Why
need
is
to
he-
get the green baby.
Is he green?
He is green.
Why?
I'm not entirely sure, but it does pay off.
The baby is green. I don't think you understand. The baby is green.
By the way, his stand name is Sweet Sweet Grass of Green.
That's pretty funny.
Exactly. It's all of our favorite songs.
Now, that is the end of our current time.
Oh, fuck.
He is green.
Yeah, that baby
Why
is
the fuck does
fucking
he look
green,
like
and
that?
she's gotta find
Ah!
it. Yeah, wait, can you show the
He
chat
has
real
so
quick?
many muscles.
This is like...
Yeah, Araki doesn't know how to draw a thing that doesn't have 90 muscles on it.
This is all we'll
just
say about,
just like classical artists.
We'll leave part 6 there, because that's the... So this whole thing about Jolene in Florida looking for the green baby, that is all part of part 6, which is the part that is about to begin on Netflix in
December 1st.
December 1st.
Now, just a basic thing to touch up on. Part 7 and Part 8 are not in the same continuity as Part 6, for some reason.
Alternate universe.
Alternate universe.
He resets everything, just
yeah.
we're gonna do a new timeline
We're
now.
going to do it again, and from this point on, he switches from Shonen Jump, Shonen Weekly, to Action Jump, which is a monthly manga, and that's why Part 7 and Part 8 have taken a decade, when Parts 1 through 6 took... Wait, no, sorry, it's taken 2 decades, because JoJolion wrapped fucking 2 months ago. Meanwhile, Parts 1 and 6 were done between 1987 and 2003. For a frame of reference, there is a reference to Seinfeld in Part 6.
Yep.
There is a scene in which Jolene talks about the sixth sense.
Just in case you didn't know this took place in the early 2000s. Just in case.
Yeah.
And that's obviously the part that has Hilary Duff in it also. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Pop quiz time. Let's get into it.
Before we do that, Kathy, now that you're well, first of all, let's hear your thoughts on JoJo so far. Is this something you'd like to watch?
No.
Why not?
It sounds stupid. No offense. It also sounds really long. I don't have that kind of mental energy.
It is
anymore.
fucking long, but it's
very
worth
long.
it because they're all different stories.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because
So
they're all
it's
all
fresh.
ugly, so I don't want to look at it.
No, they're very
No,
handsome
they're all
men.
ugly.
I
They're
do
very
I
handsome
do
men.
love the art
They're
style.
all-
Look at these men. Look at these absolute titans. These handsome devils. These powerful individuals. You telling me they're ugly?
The peak
Yeah.
of performance. Look
Yeah.
at the dick on Golden Experience.
No,
by
I
the
don't
way.
want
Yeah,
to
he
look
has.
at
He
no.
like kind of has a wiener.
Yeah, like it's actually got the little urethra
No.
part, like the little penis
Why
part.
are you saying words
It
to
looks
me?
it looks
weird.
like a
It's weird.
chastity cage where they got the little slit
Why
that
are
you
you
can pee out
saying
of.
words to me right now?
All right. So, Kathy, first question: if you had a stand, what would it be named, and what would the power be?
Just pick any song. It could be an ABBA song.
It would be good for you, and I would send them straight to hell.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one.
Thank you.
All right, Myles, you have quiz questions?
I do
prepared?
have quiz questions. Okay.
Oh, God.
Name one stand.
Fuck. Green grass of home.
Yes. Good one.
That was the one. How did you remember that?
It was the
one?
last one we said.
I
to be
guess
fair.
so. That's like the craziest one. Though.
Yeah, that is the last one.
Couldn't
we
think
said.
of like Killer Queen.
No. I
Yeah,
forgot
Crazy
that was
Diamond. Yeah,
Any of these very popular pieces of music.
yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Art-
I've got a question.
Okay.
Before there were stands, what is the name of the sunlight power that they
Ooh.
used?
Oh, it was like. It starts with an H, like
Yes.
Harmon.
We'll give you that one. We'll give you
Yeah.
that one. Hamon.
yeah, it's Hamon.
Yeah, you got
There
it.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who created the stone mask that turns people into vampires?
The Aztec Pillarman.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Give her one final question.
Yeah, I think I'll give you only one last question.
I am 3 for 3 right now.
Yeah, that's good. And I kind of don't. Okay. You know what? I'll give you a kind of a simple one here.
Okay.
Okay. How many children did Dio Brando have?
So many. Oh wait, no, just the one, right?
Oh,
Dio Brando.
Dio Brando.
So the son.
No, that's
The-
Giorno Giovanna is one of them.
I mean, he had 5.
4. Very close. But you know what? We'll count the green baby.
The green
Oh, yeah.
baby counts.
We'll count the
We
green
gotta
baby.
find that fucking green baby.
Well, because he has the one, and then he had the 3 others that
Yes.
were named the Anglo, Donatello, and then Reikiel,
I cannot believe you got those.
and then he
You have
has
an
the green
insane
baby.
memory. That's fucked up.
Imagine if Liz was here for a second.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Liz trying to remember any of the things that we just
Wait.
taught her?
Wait, so were Blue Marine and Pookie not his children? They're just
No, they're
random
just
people
villains.
named-
Well-
yeah, he just names.
No, they're not
People.
villains. They're different. They both have different roles in the story.
I passed.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
you got it all right.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Now you can say that you've seen JoJo when men ask you at parties, and you can pretend that you have. You just have this wellspring of things that you can pull out.
Yeah, you can talk about your favorite stand, green grass.
Green grass of home.
Yeah, green
I
grass.
have
of
never
home.
been to a party where anyone's asked me if I've ever watched JoJo.
That's
Well-
probably because you go to fucking shit parties where they play Party Rockin' and Soulja Boy 5 times.
And they shout out birthdays like every 10 minutes.
We're gonna turn this place into Vegas.
We are going to turn this place to Vegas. Anyway, chat, hope you guys enjoyed our JoJo for Normies lesson. Now you're all prepared to go watch Stone Ocean
I've
when it
learned
premieres
so
next
much,
month.
and I don't want to know any of this.
Just
It's
remember
so
it's all like
crazy.
Jean Valjean.
It's so crazy how I'm going to force you to watch
I'm
Stone
not gonna
Ocean
watch
with me.
it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy how we're gonna watch that together. Anyway, guys, don't go anywhere. We've got more stuff planned for tonight. We've got a little bit more to get through. But before we move on to some of our other topics for tonight, just want to let you know the Coffee Breath merch store is open as always. We had a limited time mug go up for the first time last week,
Yeah.
and I decided to keep that up a little bit longer. So you have one more week to grab this if it's something that you like. If you see this horrible design created by our friends Adam and Michelle, and Kuba, I think, also was involved in this. I was sent this image and said, can you print this on a shirt? And I said, I think it would be funny if it was on a mug, and so we printed it. You can buy it on coffeebreathmerch.com. Type ! merch in the chat. Link is also in the description. And this mug and everything else on our merch site is 10% off for the next few days if you use the promo code JoJo. 10% off anything in the whole store. That's about all I'm going to plug for now. Crit is asking if we are going to get a Myles No Nut November update.
Wait, I have a question.
It's coming.
I completely missed. What's the plot of part 6? Or are you just not telling me?
Oh, no, yeah, I can explain that.
No, we let's not get into it.
You know what, yeah.
It's the part that hasn't started
Yeah,
yet,
we'll,
so I
we'll
don't want
see,
to
we'll let people
Because I was
experience
sitting
it.
here and I was like, wait, I don't...
Jolene's in jail, and she got to get the green baby.
Jolene's in jail.
She looking for the green baby. Crit, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. 10 months straight. It's so kind. Thank you for being here with us.
Why does the green baby look like that?
Because he's a green baby.
And also because Araki can't draw anything under the age of 15 without it looking weird.
Yeah, anytime he tries to draw like a child, it looks fucked
the children
up.
are ugly in this franchise.
All right, well, Myles, the people are asking for it. It's time, guys. If you hadn't heard, if you missed our episode last week, Myles has elected, for the purpose of content and fun.
Just for content.
Just to put himself through No Nut November. So last week we gave an update on his first week of progress, and now we're gonna get into the next week 2 of No Nut November. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
It's time for a NNN status report. There's music playing. You guys can't hear it, but there's music playing. It's sick. I worked really hard on this. I hope you guys like this graphic.
What music is playing?
It's like a military drum.
Okay,
drum
cool.
beat. Anyway, yeah. All right. NNN status report. Myles, your progress, please. How are things going this week?
My balls fucking ache. They are so full of fluids, and I can't do it.
14 days in, this kid is absolutely full of them.
Oh yeah, well not just 14 days in, but you have to remember I was going in with an additional plus 2 days.
Oh, that's true. You did.
So I got 17 days worth of fucking juice stored up in this sack of mine.
Any juicers?
So I did not play any porn games because I started Food Affix Dick Dine and Dash, and I said I can't talk about this on Coffee Breath. I can talk about it on my other podcast, but I can't talk about it on Crack House. Or no, on fucking Coffee Breath. Coloration is normal this time around. But let me tell you something. Day 13 was really hard. Day 13 was impossible.
Why, Myles? What happened on day 13?
I don't know. It was just difficult. And you know what? I'm gonna blame.
That was yesterday.
I know. You know what I'm gonna blame? I think I'm gonna blame Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Oh, are there?
There's some pretty
some of the new
attractive
demons are very
yeah.
horny. I saw. Yeah, there's some horny demons.
That was pretty rough. I ordered melatonin because nighttime is the most dangerous. On day 12, I was up late because I couldn't sleep, and I just had to exhaust myself. I just had to watch a bunch of Twitch streams. Oh shit! I don't even care about it. I think I watched a League stream. I had no idea what was going on, and I literally just watched all of it. And eventually I did
know
fall
why
asleep.
you ordered the melatonin.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, did I get a package? I'm waiting on some melatonin specifically. I was like, how does he not have that already? I guess maybe he's having a hard time sleeping lately. Didn't put the pieces together in my head.
It's because if I'm not asleep by like 1 a.m, like I gotta do something.
Kuba,
So
I know all about the Joestars.
Oh no, but we didn't talk about the George Joestar novel, and that's too long to get into.
Yeah, we can't get into that right now.
He's the patriarch.
Yes.
He's the Marius Dupont-Mercier of Les Mis.
That's correct.
Exactly. Anyway, you're nuts, Myles. More about them, please.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk about these.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too graphic on this show. If you want like a hardcore update, there's another show where I talk about these things.
No.
Yeah, no. Day 12 and day 13 were pretty rough. The nights are treacherous. I definitely feel like I'm in like a foxhole or something, and I just gotta
braver than the truth.
I gotta stop the trench foot from coming in, man. Like Like if I fall asleep at night, I'm gonna wake up and a camel spider is gonna be on my nipple, biting it off. So I gotta stay up.
You said that day 13 was particularly hard? Was there a reason why in particular? Like, was there something that happened, or is it just like is
Shin
it
Megami Tensei might have.
Oh, okay. So it was.
And the other thing is that I only slept like 6 hours that day, which meant that when I woke up, I had so much morning wood. Oh my god.
I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah.
That's maybe too much.
Yeah. So that was pretty. It was all rough. All of it sucks. I'm gonna give on the discomfort scale. I'm gonna put him on ice. Yeah. No,
Liz's mom said that's Liz's mom's, by the way.
I'll dip my balls in some ice. I think that's a good idea. Honestly.
Yeah, great tip from Liz's mom. Thank you.
I actually think that might be a strat. Like if we're doing really bad, I'll keep a special cup for this.
Yeah, so we did this last week. What did you say the number was at last week?
It was a 3. It wasn't bad.
Luke, that's a great call. I'll make a discomfort scale graphic for next time. But for now, all I have is that great intro that
I am at a 10 in discomfort. Does that?
You're not participating in No Nut November. You don't have a nut to not
participate.
So I've actually been doing it for all my life.
That's true. Kathy has never had sex.
This really makes me think. This says a lot about society.
Yeah.
Anyway, Myles, what's your pain scale at right now?
I don't want to be over dramatic, but I'm gonna say a 6 or a 7. 7 feels a little extreme. But I think
almost
a 6
doubled.
It doubled.
It went more than doubled in just 1 week.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna make it at that rate.
Here's the thing.
At that rate, you're gonna hit 10 within the next couple days.
And here's the thing: if it gets to a 10, I'm gonna go full like. Look, men have been tortured overseas and women, and many of them have been tortured in our corrupt country, and they have all held out. They have all survived. They've survived great psychological torture, white room torture, bamboo shoots under the fingernails, playing Enya music in their ears for several minutes, having birthdays shouted out at the club. These are all forms of torture that the brave men, women, and non-binary individuals that Reagan has finally acknowledged in Call of Duty Cold War have been able to survive. And I can do this. I can do this.
Braver than our fucking troops. You know what? Can I get a salute in the chat for Myles? A salute, if you will, for our troops for being so brave and fighting the good fight of not nutting.
He's giving a salute.
No, I'm not.
She's giving a salute.
No, I'm not.
You can try to DM me some porn. I'm unbreakable.
Do not tempt our troops like
this.
Oh no,
trust me.
They're fighting a hard fight.
People have been trying and they have all failed because my will is unbreakable, like diamond.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you're not going to make it through the whole month, Myles. Tune in next week to find out if Myles survives another 7 days of this shit. We're only halfway through the month, so you're right.
Stretch. We're almost there.
We're halfway through. It's 2 weeks.
That's not what I have to tell myself. Here's the thing.
Home stretch is like the last few days.
I want to get to day 15. And I said, if I can make it to day 15...
That's tomorrow.
I can easily make it to day 20. Exactly.
So just don't jerk off after this. And
you're
good.
Exactly. And then once I get to day 15, I'm going to say, why stop there? Get to day 20. It's like Forrest Gump, how he ran for 2 years. Forrest Gump also didn't nut for 2 years.
Forrest Gump didn't quit, though. Are you going to be a quitter?
I'm not going to be.
Are you going to be weaker than our troops?
I'm not going to be like Lieutenant Dan and get my fucking legs blown off. It's not going to happen.
Isn't Forrest Gump a wholesome movie?
It's a really good film.
I've never seen it.
I like it.
No one's surprised.
No one is surprised about this info.
It's not a hot take. Like, there are some movies that everyone just likes.
I just don't know if Mr. Gump would appreciate being used in a scenario like this.
The book is very racist.
It is a very racist book.
Most books are kind of racist, in my experience.
Yeah, except for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the manga
Well,
series.
except for part 1.
Oh, that's true.
Wang
Part 1 is kind of racist.
Yeah.
But it was written in the 80s. That doesn't make it okay, but it kind of explains it a little bit.
What happens to the Chinese man?
Oh, he dies along with the rest of the steamship.
Oh.
Everyone on the steamship dies.
Oh, yeah. Also, Crit brings up a good point that we kind of forgot to mention.
Yeah, part 2 is Nazis.
Part 2 takes place during World War II, and Joseph kind of gets himself involved with the Nazis by accident. He, accidentally in his journey meets a bunch of Nazis, and at first they're enemies, but then they kind of become his friends after a while, which is a little bit weird.
The what?
Yeah. It's a little bit weird that he becomes friends with the Nazis.
They make very sure that it takes place in 1938.
Yeah, they kind of talk about being like reformed Nazis, but it's not.
Yeah, well,
great.
1939 is when the Holocaust began. Sorry to bring this up on our comedy show, but they worked very, very hard to make sure that they weren't doing the whole thing yet.
But
You know the one.
Yeah.
But there were okay.
Yeah. Also, one of the Nazis has a gun arm and a gun in his chest.
Well, it's only after he is blown up by a stick grenade to attempt to take down Santana, who has entered his leg through a giant wound created by Joseph when he chopped off his leg to keep the youngest Pillar Man from escaping into the sunlight.
And that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We do have one more thing that we want to touch on tonight before we let you all go. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, this is. Yep, that's the shot. That is the shot.
She's
right
not.
there.
She's not moving, by the way.
That is the shot. She's broken. We did it. Mission accomplished.
Hey, it only took talking about JoJo and my nuts.
Well, we put Kathy through the ringer, so before we let y'all go, I did want to give her the podium for a minute, and she had prepared something that she really wanted to share with the audience tonight.
No, this is dumb.
It is dumb, but I feel like
I don't think
we owe you.
We owe you for
I don't
this.
know if people will get it.
Yeah, they will.
No, I think everyone's gonna get it.
They will.
It's funny. I think it's funny.
It's time for a new segment that I call Kathy's Retribution. Kathy's Reparations. Where we let her do whatever she wants for a couple minutes at the end of the episode to make up for the fact that we just tortured her for an hour and a half.
Liz gets reparations by having the biggest fandom.
That's true.
Yeah, people like her.
No one likes us.
Yeah, no one likes us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kathy, what have you prepared for us today?
This is my Notes doc app. You'll see it's very long.
Yeah, and what's on it?
It's called Ways in Which Daniel J is like Jake Gyllenhaal and is therefore deserving of being Gone Girl. And it's the reasons why I'm gonna Gone Girl Dan.
Okay, maybe provide a little bit more context for people who don't know.
No,
for which part?
don't.
Jake Gyllenhaal or Gone Girl?
Yeah, the Jake Gyllenhaal part, maybe. That might be
Okay.
confusing to
So
people.
Taylor Swift in 2012, when she was 19, 20, 21.
I think she was turning 21.
She was mostly 20. Dated Jake Gyllenhaal, who was, at the time, 32 years old. And he fucked her up.
Just like Joseph when he fucked Tomoko Higashikata in part 4.
Exactly!
Is this a JoJo reference?
Shut the fuck up. And then she wrote the album Red, which was very good, and she did the iconic All Too Well, which is one of her best songs. And then recently, on Friday, she re-released it for Taylor's version, but on that one she also released the original All Too Well 10-minute long version, which reveals what we all suspected, that Jake Gyllenhaal was a giant piece of shit. And now everyone's mad at Jake Gyllenhaal, and this is the reason why Dan is just like Jake Gyllenhaal in my life, and I'm Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so Kathy's been having this weird, like, God complex thing since the new Taylor Swift record came out, where she really just wants to feel as hurt as Taylor did. And so
I want to Gone Girl someone so bad.
So for the last, 3 days, she's been coming up with reasons to explain to her friends about why I'm just like
Kathy
Jake
Stan would be
Gyllenhaal.
all too well.
That's actually a great stand. Yeah, she's been coming up with reasons why I'm similar enough to Jake Gyllenhaal for her to kill me and disappear forever.
And, no, to fake my own death.
Oh, right.
Wait,
and then
but
blame it on you.
Wait, but that was Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
But Jake,
All Too Well
I
has
don't
the
know.
same girl boss vibe, power energy as Gone Girl.
You know what? I'm gonna roll with it because we've hurt you.
Just
today.
let it happen.
It's for women who are insane.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first
let's hear some of these items on this list of reasons why I'm similar enough to Jake Gyllenhaal that I deserve to be disappeared.
Thank you. Well, Daniel J. Gyllenhaal? Makes sense.
Sorry, do you want to fucking try that one again? Sorry, what the fuck was
Daniel Jake Gyllenhaal.
The J does stand for Jake.
It stands for Jake
that?
Gyllenhaal.
No, it stands for Jesus.
No, it stands for Jake
It
Gyllenhaal.
stands for Jesus.
It stands for Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wait. Is Jake Gyllenhaal a JoJo?
Yes.
He's a Jaja.
He is a Jaja.
He's a Jaja.
No, and in Mexico, he's a haha.
Holy shit, we solved it. Yaya's Bizarre Adventure.
Yaya's Bizarre Adventure.
I hate that. Dan does not interact with me on Twitter. They're both.
Oh yeah, we should mention in part 7, Jesus is confirmed to be a JoJo because he's Joshua of
Son of Joseph.
Yeah, Joshua, son of Joseph.
Yeah, I hate that. They're both white men with beards.
That's
Dan
true.
likes
I
to
mean,
talk.
I can't
Dan likes
fight
to
that.
talk about our age gap a lot.
Yeah,
Like
because
a
you're
lot.
fucking
Like,
old and
like
I'm
a
not.
lot. Like
It's funny.
really weird.
It's funny because you're
Really
old and
weird.
I'm not. It's the opposite.
It's 11
scenario.
months.
It's the opposite.
It's 11
scenario.
months.
11 months is
No,
basically a
it's
year.
it's like 13 months.
No. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
Wait, you're 2 years older than me, though.
No, I'm 11 months older than you.
I'm pretty sure you're 2 years older than me.
No.
How
That's-
old are you, Kathy?
She's like 40, dude.
Shut the fuck up. I was born in 94. You were born in 93.
I was not born
He
in
was
90.
born in 96.
I mean 96. No.
Or no, 95.
95.
I was
Yeah,
born
yeah,
in
yeah.
96, my
Yeah,
bad.
95. So it's fine.
You were 2 years ahead of me in school, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're fucking old, anyway.
neither of them were bullied enough as a child. They're both from the East
I was
Coast.
bullied.
They have a sister who's very nice.
The sister is very nice, but one of them
Donnie Darko plays into this somehow. Michelle says Donnie Darko, Danny Darko makes you think. I think there's something
No,
there.
because earlier Kathy was in the bathroom and she just yelled to me, "Hey, do you like Donnie Darko?" And I said, "No, I hate that
I thought
movie."
there was something there.
There's nothing good about Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that movie sucks ass.
Jake Gyllenhaal was in a movie called October Sky, and Dan was born in October.
That's convincing.
Yeah.
you.
Wow, the case is really building.
Dan makes me drive all the fucking time.
I don't
Everywhere.
have a car.
Similar
so-
to the film Nightcrawler.
Which leads me into can't fucking drive, because Jake
I
Gyllenhaal
can drive, I
quote,
have a license,
almost
so-
ran the red, and Dan just can't drive altogether.
I can drive all too well.
Dan probably had a fuck the patriarchy theme thing at one point when he was trying to get laid, because I feel like all like progressive and pseudo-progressive men in 2012 had like a fuck the patriarchy thing, because they were like, haha, yeah, I'm woke, please sleep with me, I'm not gonna gaslight you.
I just want to say
No,
that
'cause that's too cringe. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think if I ever got even
No.
close to that.
I was
going
gonna
to
say
I think
I'm
you
very
did.
proud that I did not have any sex because I did not go into that. And if I had sex in that era, I think it would be invalidated.
Yeah,
But
see, the
also-
difference is that I hate women, so I couldn't be him.
Based?
Yeah.
Based.
I hate all women, yeah.
Dan hates girl bosses. Jake Gyllenhaal hates girl bosses. It makes sense.
Very true.
Jake Gyllenhaal probably watches anime. I don't know. He looks like he would. He doesn't bathe, so that checks out. And then one of the new, in the 10-minute long version, Taylor talks about how Jake met her dad and like wooed him with like, "Aha, I'm so funny." But she said, "You slip coffee like you're on a late night show." Dan sips coffee on a late night show called Coffeebreath. It all adds up. I think this is a thing.
This is the
I
most
think-
pertinent evidence.
I think I'm really buried into something here.
Yeah, she's really digging my grave here. This is tough, guys.
There's
I
some
don't-
stuff at the bottom
Chat,
that you didn't.
I don't know if I can recover from
Yes.
this.
Well, there's a lot that I skipped over.
There's about like 30 bullet points.
Oh, why did you
by
skip
the
over
way.
any of this?
Dan got up in the middle of All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version live on SNL, which was very rude, and I looked at him.
Wait, you were watching SNL?
I only watched that part.
Yeah, I fucking woke up and she's watching SNL full volume on her fucking
You
phone
were
in the
awake!
bed.
You were texting!
Like-
I saw you fucking text someone!
Yeah, that's how I want to wake up is by listening to Taylor Swift do comedy.
Hey, at the very
That's
least,
fucking funny.
at the very least, you didn't wake up during a Bobby Moynihan sketch. Am I right, ladies?
No, it was a Pete Davidson sketch, which is
Oh,
worse.
that's even worse. Pete Davidson's like putrid.
Yeah, it was, and the whole sketch was about how everyone wanted to fuck him. It was really weird.
It was really
I had to leave.
No, that was after. He sat there the whole thing and was just like, okay, whatever. And then when she started singing All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version live, he was like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Do you
Which
think
is
that
rude.
SNL did like a really cringe sketch when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died?
Probably.
Yeah, they
They
used
must
to
have.
they used to do bits with her all the time.
Yeah, with like she was
It
played
was,
by Maya Rudolph, right?
Yeah, no, she plays Kamala Harris.
Yes, thank you.
I think
Yeah, that's fair.
Kate Middleton, is that her name? The blonde girl that plays everyone? Didn't she do like Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Kate
don't know.
Middleton's the princess.
Oh fuck, what's her name? I
Oh,
know it's-
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
Kate
you.
McKinnon would play everyone because she's the only person anyone likes in that
She's
cast
very-
anymore.
I don't think she's even on it anymore. I think she moved on.
Yeah, she moved on to doing not Spies Like Us.
Yeah, she
The
does
Spy
like,
Who Dumped Me.
yeah, she does like Melissa McCarthy comedies now.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway, sorry.
She's a worse Melissa McCarthy, isn't that? Think about that for a second.
Which part? Oh, Dan almost pushed me off the bed so that I would die, just like how Jake Gyllenhaal talking to Taylor made her want to die. Really good.
Okay,
really
now we're
believable.
really stretching it. Now we're really pushing it.
No, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Has seen snow. Remembers it. I've never seen snow. I don't remember it.
Wait, is that a lyric?
Yeah.
Can you recite the lyric?
Yeah. Fuck.
Can you tell me the name of all of Dio's children again?
Yes, I can actually.
Okay, do it.
There's Anglo, there's Donatello, there's Rykiel, there's Green Baby, and then there's the normal one.
Giorno.
I'm about to green baby my ass off the fucking
And you
screen.
can't remember the Taylor Swift
No,
lyric.
it's as I watch The City's Very Cold, I still remember the first fall of snow and how it glistened as it fell. I remember it all too well. Also, the 10-minute version came out like 3 days ago, and I was distracted for most of it because I was busy writing this list.
She really just listens to song once and writes 50 reasons why my boyfriend should die.
Women will really listen to a Taylor Swift song once and then write an entire list before they go to therapy.
I think this is Kathy's new form of therapy. Any other
That's
ones
true.
on the list that you want to shout out?
Oh, you made me wait until you were done washing your face to read the Yelp review that I found.
I had soap in my face!
But it took you so long!
I was like, wash your face. She's like, read this right now. And she puts a, 6-paragraph long Yelp review in my face. Which, sure, the Yelp review was
very
funny, but
funny.
I
It
was
was
like,
great.
give me a sec. I can't read that right now.
And then he washes his face and then just kind of looks around. And then goes back to washing his face. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, Crit's right. The reason why I'm streaming all of this right now is so that I have concrete proof when I disappear.
That's the problem, is that you didn't Margot Robbie or whoever is in that role your plan by just disappearing.
Not Margot Robbie.
Not her.
No, I know. It's obviously not Margot Robbie. She would have been too young for that role. Because
Yeah, what's her
who
name?
was it? She's
fuck.
blonde.
Yeah, oh,
Ashley
God.
Tisdale.
Maybe not, bro?
Kate Middleton.
Oh, it was Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Kate
No,
Middleton's not
I want to
blonde.
say it's Amber Heard.
I want to say it's Jolene Cujo.
I do want to say it's Jolene Cujo. Okay,
Anyway-
Cujo
Anyway,
Jolene.
Taylor Swift has never gotten over anything in her entire life. And she's just like me, for real.
Factual. And you know who else is just like me about to leave this stream? It's you guys.
You have glasses just like Jake Gyllenhaal did when he was a kid.
What, did he doesn't have glasses now, but he did when he was a kid.
Did you wear glasses as a kid, though?
But I didn't wear glasses as a kid. I started wearing
it's
glasses
reversed.
as an adult.
It's reversed.
Okay, so that makes me less like him.
No,
Just
it's-
making that clear. Just
No,
let's-
because he would keep wearing glasses if he didn't wear contacts anymore.
I mean, yeah.
And he
So
wore
could
glasses in
anyone else
Spider-Man.
who
He wore glasses in
wears
Spider-Man.
contacts instead of
Wait, he was
glasses?
in Spider-Man?
Which, by the way, I've never
He
owned
was
contacts in my
Spider-Man.
life.
Which one?
The newest
The
one.
newest one? Okay, yeah. That explains a lot. I didn't see that
Far
shit.
From Home. That one, yeah. Anyway, we've given Jake Gyllenhaal a little bit too much attention tonight, so I think we're gonna end it there. Thanks, Kathy, for your little soapbox moment there. Chat, if you don't see me next week, if the show just magically doesn't happen for some reason, you'll know why.
I think
It's because Kathy fucking murdered me.
I think the most appealing one is the makes me drive everywhere, leading straight into the can't drive.
I can't fucking drive
I've never seen it happen.
because I don't have a car, but I have a license.
Why don't we
Never
just...
seen
We
that.
can solve this by just having you drive somewhere.
I don't
Also,
want to
I've
drive
driven
my
your
car,
car
I'm scared.
before.
No, you
I've
haven't.
driven your car.
You've
Yeah,
never
I
driven
have.
my car. No.
I have driven your car
No.
before.
No, you haven't.
Arrivederci.
Fuck this show. Fuck all this shit. Thanks for tuning in for
Next
another
week-
episode of the Coffeebreath
Next
Show.
week it's just gonna be me and Liz. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
I won't be
magically
gone, girl.
disappear.
I will just have failed No Nut November
Yeah.
and not be here in shame.
Yeah, tune in next week for another episode of the Coffeebreath Show. Sunday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be talking in even greater detail about Myles' swelling nutsack. In the meantime, chat, thanks everyone for joining us. I saw a lot of friends tonight. I saw Sai Slinger, I saw Crit, I saw Katie, I saw Noonches, I saw Liz's mom, and a bunch of others. Thanks all for being here. And always appreciate having y'all. Just one last reminder, the Coffee Breath merch store is open as always. Promo code JoJo. Over the next few days, you'll get you 10% off anything there. This is your last chance to get that I can't come, can you mug. So if you enjoy that, shout outs to Michelle and Adam for designing that fucking monstrosity.
My mug comes in next week. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we all ordered that mug, and so we'll probably use them on the stream next week.
That's what we're gonna have
if they
here.
make it in time. But grab that before it's gone. Thanks for being here. Exclamation point Twitter, exclamation point Discord. Connect with us on social media as always. If you're not following us on Twitch already, please hit that follow button up there. Helps us grow. TikTok as well. Trying to grow on there. All these links are in the description as well as in the chat.
I was scrolling through TikTok today and I got 20 TikToks about Red Taylor's version, and then I got one of yours.
That's crazy because I haven't even posted it in like a week or two.
I know.
I've been too busy. So that it really wants you to interact with
I
me.
liked it for you.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah,
What an honor.
welcome.
You too can honor me by liking my TikTok, so head on over there. Anyway, that's going to be it for us, guys. I'm going to gone girl myself out of here before Kathy has a chance to do it. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. And we will catch you next week where this dog has a secret to share. But we won't be able to tell you until next. No way. Sorry.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at this.
That's so fucking cute.
Aww.
I was trying to do a bit, but like, come on. Why is he built like that?
Oh, he's so
That's
cute.
fucked up. All right, chat. Thanks for being here with us. Love y'all. Have a good night. Arrivederci.